Hey everybody, welcome to Fantasy R&R. This is your host Ryan.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're putting together a DFS MLB lineup for Wednesday, June 21st.
This is Fantasy with Rob and Ryan, Fantasy R&R.
So deadline is in an hour. Games are going to start pretty early today. So obviously with the limited amount of viewers we get on a daily basis and the fact that, this is going to go out a little late, in terms of being able to set the lineup in accordance with ours. We're basically just going to see how our lineup stacks up at the end of the day. We have a $50,000 salary cap. We're going to have a total of 10 positions. We have 3 outfielders, 1 first baseman, 1 third baseman, 1 second baseman, shortstop, 2 pitchers, and a catcher. So at some point, we're going to run out of money. So what I would propose we do, Rob, is we're probably just going to kind of off the top of our heads take the guys that we think offer great value but are also great players, but we may have to run back and kind of switch some guys out, and we'll see where we are at the end of the podcast. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Yeah, any notable players right now we should be taking a look at that might not be on the radar for DFS?
One guy that we both have been very high on who has been paying dividends right away, Nolan Jones, Colorado, who
I had a feeling you'd say it.
Has tons of power upside. Yeah, he's doing very, very well. Leardis Taveras is another guy off the top of my head who really looks like he's coming into his own at this point with Texas. And another one who, in when it comes to fantasy land, I say scoop up right now. Another top former prospect, Dylan Carlson, hit another 2 home runs yesterday. I was watching him since he came back from injury. Looks like he's hitting the ball very well. Don't get that prospect fatigue. The dude's like 23.
Yeah.
I'd at least pick him up, and see what he does. He's got tons of power, tons of speed. Cardinals are in such dire need of help. It wouldn't shock me. I think he batted 9th last night, just off the top of my head, maybe.
That's okay.
But he'll make his way up that lineup quick. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously much better to come into your own than come on your own. On that, actually, I don't know which one's worse, coming into your own or coming on your own. But speaking of 23-year-olds and coming, Geraldo Perdomo, somebody on the Diamondbacks that I was toying around with earlier in the year as kind of a fill-in at utility for average. You scooped him up in the Sandlot, 8-player keeper league. And we are starting to see signs of life from him. I bet he might be good value. So I think those are some guys we should probably look at later in this DFS lineup construction. I love the idea of Nolan Jones because I don't even know if I saw him on the outfield list, right? And right now he's eligible in Yahoo and ESPN, I think, at first base and right field. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get right into it here because all this talk of coming in 23-year-olds is making me really horny. So Kevin Gausman actually leads at 10,300. So that is 1/5 of your entire salary out of 10 players. So you'd have to imagine the average salary for each player after that has to drop down to around 2,500. That's going to be pretty tall order. So once you take one of these pitchers, you really got to go for that hard stream at the end. He is at Miami. Then we have Sonny Gray. They're playing in Minnesota. Boston's on the road right now. 10,200. I got to be honest, Boston's been scrappy. I don't like that matchup at all. I wouldn't take that one. Zach Gallen is at Milwaukee. Not a terrible start for him. 10,100. Darvish at 10,100. I don't like that.
No, pass.
Yeah, Luis Castillo, we got at 10,000. That's when we start to drop off into...
That's at Yankee Stadium. Nah.
Yeah, So now we got Aaron Nola. They're playing in Philly, but against a hard Braves team, 9,400.
Yeah.
And then Alcantara is obviously going against Gausman, 9,300. Martin Perez, 92. To give you an idea of some of these prices. So I'm looking at guys like, I know Texas has been good, but we've seen some pitchers get around on them. Kopech at 78, maybe a little high, but not terrible value. I'm also seeing some stuff down the line, like Greg Whitlock against Minnesota, 7,300 is doable. But we also have to think of it that way, Rob, where it's like, how are we going to get 2 pitchers into this lineup at those prices? Taj Bradley being the last at in Tampa against Baltimore, 4,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think I wouldn't go tops with Gosman. I agree with you there. I think the discount is in Gallen against a Milwaukee team that I just don't believe in whatsoever, and Gallen has looked really, really good this year. I mean, I would safely say Gallen would be my pick there.
So taking Gallen leaves
tops.
us with an average salary for everybody else. You know, it drops a little bit, obviously, 44.33. Now, what's great is we're talking about some of these pitchers. We see like guys like Rich Hill playing in Pittsburgh against the Cubs at 5,700. I find that high. But Taj Bradley against Baltimore Orioles, 4,000. Bradley hasn't been lights out, but he's struggled with some like earned runs. But dude, I don't know if you've been seeing that guy. He's putting up sometimes twice as many strikeouts as innings pitched. He just went, I think, 11 Ks in 4.1 innings, but he let up a couple of runs. So that's someone I'm thinking like could be our second pitcher. I don't know about you. Do you think we're better off looking in the middle of the pack, like Hendricks at Pittsburgh, 7,500, or Andrew Abbott batting in Cincy, pitching in Cincy, 7,500? What do you think?
Against who? Colorado. Abbott.
Right.
Let's go Abbott. How much does he cost?
7,500, and we might be picking up Nolan Jones, so we're
Bingo.
banking on someone to score against our pitcher.
Let's
here.
do that. That's okay.
Okay, let's see.
I like Abbott a lot, actually. He has been very impressive since he's been called up. 3 straight quality starts, I want to say off the top of my head, and I don't think he's allowed to run, and if he has, it's been one. Andrew Abbott, I really, really like. I would agree with you. I was kicking the tires with Bradley, but I am worried about an innings limit there where Abbott has shown he can at least go 5 like with ease, I feel like.
Excellent analysis there, or shall I say analysis. Going on to catcher, I think this one's pretty much self-explanatory. We know what's going to happen here. Will Smith, Adley Rutschman, Realmuto, all at the top, 5,400, 5,400, 5,100. So Will Smith, he's at L.A. Ohtani is not pitching. Rutschman, he's going to be at Tampa. So he's going up against Taj Bradley, the aforementioned. JT Realmuto in Philly against Atlanta. I forget who's pitching for Atlanta today, Rob.
Let me look that up.
Because I know Sean Murphy, he's at 5,100 here, but I'm pretty sure he's probably going to sit again. It being like we just heard some
it's
news
Smith
about.
Shawver.
So,
it's
that
AJ
guy.
Smith Shawver, that rookie.
Yeah, I kind of wanted him in the Sandlot and saw he was already scooped up.
Yeah, Ben Gettleman.
Yeah. So, what do you think about?
I don't know about
matchup?
Realmuto there. I don't know because it can go one of two ways. Either Smith Shawver can be rattled, which he had a great first start, but I always hate batters going up against somebody for potentially the first time ever, just because they haven't seen him before, and if this stuff is looking deceptive that day, or if he's really on. There's that disadvantage there. So I say let's keep going on that.
Yeah, now I
catcher.
like Sean Murphy at 5,100. Like he just got the MRI. It's just minor inflammation. And stuff. So he's going to be fine, but I doubt he actually ends up starting today. They got Salvi Perez at a probable start, and I do want to just remind anybody that listens to this: if you ever do DFS lineups like this with baseball, it's very important to go back at the start time of a game and see if your player is actually going to play, because sometimes you got to do some swap outs at the last minute. DFS football, it's much more likely someone's going to play unless they just happen to trip and break their dick in pre-game workouts. So Salvi Perez expected to play against Detroit at Detroit, 4,800. We've got William Contreras on the Brewers against Arizona, and he's going up against our pitcher Zach Gallen so far. That's who we have. So Jonah Heim next at 4,400. Taylor Stevenson at 44 in Colorado.
I like both of them.
I'm sorry, in Cincinnati against Colorado. And then we've got Travis d'Arnaud, who's the backup for Sean Murphy right now, at Philly, 4,200. And then Cal Raleigh, 42. Eric Hayes at 42. Mitch Garver, 41. Jan Gomes, 36. You get the idea.
Yeah, no, I'm splitting hairs between Jonah Heim and Tyler Stevenson, and Tyler Stevenson has been, Jonah Heim has been the better catcher to date, so let's go Jonah Heim there, and I think he's at a discount.
Okay, so let's look for Jonah
And how much
Heim.
does he cost?
Jonah Heim is going to be a 4,400 catcher. Now, again, he's going against Kopech today, who can throw the heat and has been rather good as of late.
And that's why I like that. Yeah.
You want him to go against Kopech?
I like it because Kopech, he throws heat, and the thing is Heim has tons of power, and I like the concept of a 99 mile per hour down the middle of the plate, and this dude connects on it, and he's good at barreling balls. That makes it more potential for a home run to be hit.
Do you think he's going to have a bounce back game? Being the switch hitter he is, he struggled yesterday against the White Sox 0 for 5, but has had a great week otherwise. Do you think this is, a great bounce back game for him? Because we'll go ahead and add him in right now and move on to first.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Jonah Heim there.
Okay, let's move on to first.
And then how much was Gallen? How much was Abbott? I'm just writing this down as we go along.
Right, so Gallen was 10,100.
Okay.
Abbott 7,500.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Jonah Heim was 44. So we still have $28,000 left, and we have an average salary that we could give the last 7 players, about $4,000 each. So we may get some bad players, or we keep it around 40. We may have that one off player that you and me just believe in. Like, for example, why don't we skip to outfield actually real quick? This might make something more clear for us. We're going to just find where Kelnick is at, for example. All right, Kelnick at 48. Now I'm going to keep going down the line here. I'm going to look for Nolan Jones. I have Austin Hayes at 39. So he's under that 4,000 average. I have TJ Friedel at 37.
Ah, there we go. I love
something
Friedel.
like that.
I just picked him up for the
Brian
fifth
De La
time.
Cruz, 36. So we've got some options here.
Ice cold. I like Friedel. And I like
Nolan Jones at 3,000.
Yeah, let's just pencil him in because we were both high on him, and we had.
You want to do Friedel and Nolan Jones and get 2 of our outfielders cheap, and then start looking at our first base?
Yeah,
I like this. We're gonna have one more outfielder we need later, but
that's fine. We'll save that for the end. So Nolan Jones was 3,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then Friedel
37, which leaves us with 21,300. We have 5 players we need to fill. That's an average salary left of 4,260. So we're actually on a great roll for DFS right now. I feel like we can get some real value, and we can also pick some big names. First base, Freddie Freeman leads at 5,800, going up against LA at LA. Pete Alonso in Houston, 5,800. Matt Olson in Philly, 57. Goldschmidt in Washington, 57. Vladdy Jr. in Miami, 54. Christian Walker in Milwaukee, 48. Nathaniel Lowe in Chicago against Kopech, 47. Mountcastle is injured. We got Anthony Rizzo in New York against Seattle, 4,500. Justin Turner at Minnesota, 4,400. Drury, 44. Then we got Spencer Steers eligible at first base at 42. And we're looking at guys like Votto at 36, Naylor 36. That's when it starts to fall off.
Yeah, no. I like that Nate Lau and Christian Walker. I like the concept of either one of those. And I think I might want to say Christian Walker is facing against Julio Teheran. I am not believing that Tehran's going to do this. 1.78 in what looks to be 4 starts. I don't believe that.
I would like to also point out that Christian Walker has had at least 8 fantasy points in the last 5 outings with 12.7, 24.7, 20.2, 13.5.
Yeah. Let's go Christian Walker there. There's a discount.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like for the last couple weeks or so, he's been on it. I like that idea. So now we could start thinking about maybe some superstar power here. But, of course, at second base, we have a lot of options. Marcus Semien.
How much was Christian Walker?
Christian Walker, was a 4,800, which leaves us with 16,500, which is an average salary of 4,125 left. Marcus Semien.
I like Lord. Yeah.
We have at 5,900, Ketel Marte, 56. Jose Altuve at 56. I don't like that there. Thairo Estrada, 55. Jonathan India at 55, which is decent, but a little high. Luis Arias at 53. Nico Horner at 5,000. And then Ryan McMahon at 47.
It's not bad either. Yeah.
Not bad either. And
I'm
then
thinking,
we got Albies
I'm
at 47.
Thinking,
Gorman at 47. Gleyber Torres 43. Paredes 4,000.
Oh wow, Luis Arias or Albies. I like either one of those. How much were both of those players?
Arias is 53. Albies is 47.
We got to go Albies at the 47 just because
I feel like that
home
too.
Run potential out of him or the stolen base. Absolutely. If anything, I think both of those players should be swapped. So let's take Albies at the discount there, which was, again, what was the total, Ryan? I'm sorry.
4,700. That leaves us with about 11,800 left. We have 3 slots to fill. We could get an average salary of 39.33. So let's move on to our third baseman. We got Devers leading the pack at 5,900. Jose Ramirez at 58. Riley at 55. We have Max Muncy. He was probably not going to return to the lineup, though, today at 52. Manny Machado at 49. Yandy Diaz at 48. We have Nolan Arenado at 48. Ryan McMahon at 47. We have Josh Jung at 46. Bregman at 45. We have Josh Rojas at 43. Spencer Steer eligible 42. Matt Chapman 42. Then we have Gunnar Henderson at 42. Isaac Paredes 4,000. Starts to fall off from there. Brian Hayes 38.
Yeah, I want to go Austin Riley there. That would push the spending a little bit. Spencer Steer would be as low as I want to go.
I feel like Spencer Steer's
like
definitely been on a
Arenado.
nice little hot streak lately.
He has.
I know it's hard to avoid some of these bigger names, but like when you look at who's been producing, like as of late, it's been guys like Josh Jung, McMahon, even Yandy Diaz. Like he's producing, but not like he was. He's getting very few fantasy points. So the value here for me is Josh Jung or Spencer Steer.
Yeah, and I like Jung. The thing is Riley is going against Nola, who he freaking owns. And Nola has looked like crap, but this would be the game that Aaron Nola would turn things around. It just would be. Because I'm going to sit him, and that's how that works. But let's go Josh Jung there. I like Josh Jung there.
He's 4,600.
Okay, that's
so we have
fine.
7,200
I like
left.
the potential. 4,600, you said?
We have 7,200 left.
But Jung was 4,600, right?
Yes. So this allows
compared
us
to Austin
we
Riley
could get like a
was-
real, kind of no-name outfielder on the cheap that may have some kind of fantasy value.
No, let's do shortstop.
But
Let's do shortstop because how much was Ellie De La Cruz?
at short,
Yeah, because
he's at a pretty high at 5,400. We top at Trey Turner 61 in Philly against Atlanta. Thairo Estrada eligible 5,500. Ellie De La Cruz against Colorado 5,400. Seager 52. Bobby Witt at Detroit 52. Wander Franco in Tampa against Baltimore 51. Bo Bichette 5,000. Lindor 5,000.
That's crazy.
Bogarts 48. Adames 48. Jeremy Pena 46. Tim Anderson 46. Correa 45. Geraldo Perdomo, who we mentioned before, 4,000. Javier Baez, 4,000. Orlando Arcia, 39. Jorge Mateo, 39. Volpe, 39. Edmund, 36, which is not bad value there.
Did Ellie De La Cruz? I think he homered yesterday, didn't he?
He did homer yesterday, yes.
I like him, I like Bichette, and I like Franco.
Yeah, I've got Ellie De La Cruz in my 2008 league.
And the thing is, I really think we could probably, because all we have left to fill is one more outfield besides short, right?
Yeah, and we could punt on that if you think you're going to get enough value out of this.
I do too. I do, because I think Ellie De La Cruz, I think one thing with this dude is once he starts hitting home runs, which he already has, 2 in X amount of games, I think they're going to come in bunches. So I'd play it safe by saying either him, Bichette, or Franco. What do you think, Ryan?
Well, I think the main thing is the lowest outfielder we can take is 2,000. Some of them may not even play. So we would have to stick to 5,200 or less, which would mean Wander or Bo Bichette.
How much? Wander was 51 and Bichette was 5?
Yeah, if we go with Bichette, that leaves us 2,200 for an outfielder, which may mean we could get somebody that could be starting today. Or we go back, take Taj Bradley, open up $3,500 over Andrew Abbott.
No, I want to hold on to Abbott. Let's just play it safe. Let's play the dollar, let's play the bet, and let's go Bichette. Let's just save the extra $100 on Franco and the extra, what'd you say, $400 on Ellie De La Cruz.
Attention, we apologize for the inconvenience.
It seems that Bo Bichette is considered day-to-day now immediately as we release a podcast with a thumb issue. We're going to go ahead and roll that back and take Wander Franco for $5,100, leaving us with nothing. That was an entire $50,000 salary cap lineup, so just be warned, it will have Wander Franco instead of Bo Bichette. Yeah, which leaves us with 2,200. So I'm gonna tell you our options at 2,200 because they're not going to be pretty. But we do have some guys that are expected to play. Now, we can take Wander Franco and still play some of these guys. Dayron Blanco, Will Benson, Jonathan Davis on Miami. We would also have Aaron Hicks available to us coming off a home run game yesterday at 2,100. Ryan Aguilar at 22. Garrett Hampson expected to start for Miami today at 22. But he hasn't been producing much. So I see a little bit. That's pretty much where we're at. Like, that's what we could do. Raimel Tapia at 22. I think for our best bet here is to take Aaron Hicks at 21. And just because he's been playing the last 3 games and producing.
What were a couple names above Hicks? Just curious.
Above Hicks, DJ Stewart. There's also Magneuris Sierra on the Braves, but he's not going to start.
Yeah, let's go Hicks. Yep. I think the discount there, yeah, like you said, he's just playing. So
right, so that only leaves 100 left over. So
and then on top of that, he's producing.
This is the full lineup here. Our starting pitcher, Zach Gallen at 10,100. We have Andrew Abbott, 7,500. And then at first base, we've got Christian Walker, 4,800. At second base, Ozzie Albies, 4,700. At third base, Josh Jung, 4,600. At shortstop, Bo Bichette, 5,000. Catcher, Jonah Heim, 4,400. At outfield, we have Nolan Jones for 3,000. Aaron Hicks, 2,100. TJ Friedel, 3,700. That is a $49,900 salary. We are under the $50K salary cap. We're going to go ahead and save that lineup and enter it into a few contests today. Remember, sometimes you do have to go back and check to make sure those particular players are starting. But we're going to check back in on our next podcast and see how we did, kind of reflect on the results, and start talking some more college and NFL football coming up soon. Once again, this was Rob and Ryan with Fantasy R&R. We'll see you next time.